Okay, I'm hoping this is working. I have no idea how to see if anyone's chatting though. So I'm just going to play with the chat window. Enter chat message. I'm going to type hello and see if that works. Oh, I can see myself talking. Okay, that's good. If anyone else is here, let me know by chatting in there to see if this is actually broadcasting to people. I'm looking at some of the functions that are on this page. I've got screen share. I've got settings I can play with. It's pretty cool. This could be an option for weekend chats if people like it. I hope everyone's had a good week. It's been crazy with reports. I know I'm nearly done, and then I get to have the fun of editing my team's reports. So I'm hoping everyone else might be nearly finished as well, because otherwise it's just going to be dragging out a long time till the end of term. So although if you're one of my viewers from around the world, you might not be doing reports at the moment. You might be counting down to Thanksgiving in America, which is exciting. Every time I turn on the TV on a Saturday morning, for some reason we have morning American TV. Megan someone, I can't remember her name now, she was doing Thanksgiving cooking. There's lots of Thanksgiving cooking going on at the moment for American shows, so it must be quite a big deal. But for us, we're counting down till summer holidays. It's getting hot, although today here it's rainy. It smells like summer storms here today. If you're in Sydney, Australia, we're counting, what have we got now? 4 more weeks of school? Yes, 7, 8, 9, 10, yes, 4 more weeks of school, which usually means we're getting ready for presentation days and Year 6 farewells, and there's always performances and end of year concerts and discos and different things that happen. Previous schools I had, we used to do a talent quest at the end of the year, which is always great on the last day if you can organise a talent quest for the last day, because you get the kids out of the room, they don't make a mess in the room on the last day after you've packed everything up, gives them something to do where they sit and they watch, and you get some teachers to judge, and that's half your day on the last day, and then you can go back and do class parties and everything as well. So if you can see me talking to you though, if you can access the chat box at all, say hello so I know that you can chat. If I don't see anyone chatting in there, that might mean that I haven't enabled that function for other people. I'm not sure. I'm trying to learn a bit more how to use the YouTube options on there. So this is a good way to do it. I'm just seeing if I can invite people, can change the screen. I've got different settings. It says that I'm broadcasting, says that I'm live, but I'm not seeing anyone in the chat, so I hope I haven't stuffed anything up there on that part. I've got a colleague who's supposed to be giving it a go and letting me know if if it's, she's just shared it in the butterfly wings page. Thank you. Let's see. I've got some people asking for a link, but I don't know where I would. Okay, this might be a link here. I'm just going to copy this link right now and see if I can paste it into another page. My hubby's coming in. Is it working?
Live and people are writing stuff.
People are writing stuff, hubby tells me. I can't see it.
Just horrible things.
Horrible things, he's saying. I don't believe him. To list all available comments here, enter /Y. Oh, okay. Is that working? Open or close chat. Control B, Control M. Okay, I'm going to try something here. Control B /Y. No, that won't work. How do I see your chat, guys? I'm going to try it again. If anyone knows, feel free to message me on Facebook or Twitter. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. Can you see the chat in the video? I'm testing it right now. and she knows I'm going to be talking about her in the video. So for those of you that are just hanging around listening to me ramble, I appreciate it as I try and get this enabled to see you guys. I can put smiley faces in here. I can use emojis. Group chat. It says it's a group chat. Why isn't it working? Control room. Okay, that's fine. Settings are fine. Screen share I don't want to do. Broadcast settings. As guests join, hold the audio and video. Yes. Broadcast a large video. New guest. No, I don't want to mute you guys. I don't care about that. I just want to see the chat. And there's my little emoticon going up there. But why can't I see you guys? Sorry, guys. I don't know why I can't see your chat. I'm just going to go to another screen and see if that makes a difference. And oh, hang on, maybe I can see it this way. There's my little emoticon going up there, but why can't I see you guys? Sorry, guys, I don't know why I can't see your chat. I can see myself. That's funny. Okay. Oh, I can see the live chat in this window. Okay, which is weird because I can see. Okay, I can see Matthew and Nick, a happy teacher. Hi, Rose, Kylie. Rose again, you scroll down under the video and the chat box is here. And Dan, hi Dan, hi guys. Okay, now I can see your chat. Yay, it works. I'm excited. All right, I shouldn't get too excited because my voice is still very, very croaky. Oh, what are you guys all doing this weekend? Why are you all watching me? Why is your Saturday night watching me? Oh, we can all be a little bit lame together. That's fine. Oh, okay. That's funny. All right. I can't see anyone else in the chat there, so hopefully that's working properly. And I can scroll down. It was nicer when she had no voice. That's my husband. Screw you, hippie. Well, it's nice to know that it works. Okay. Oh, that's good to see all you guys. Okay. I'm just going to flip back between screens now to see. I think I need to be back in that other window for you guys to be able to see me. So I'm going to type something in here. Let's see if it comes up. Yay, I think that works. Why do I have a crown? My icon has a crown. I wonder if I can change that. I want to change that to my little emoji thing. Oh, my hubby. I was going to say how rude. Married, what, 12 years this year? Been together 17 years. You'd think it would surprise me, but no, I guess it doesn't. He's lovely. He's a very supportive hubby. He's good. I asked him to jump on and see if it works. So he's being supportive. Oh, dear. I'll make sure he looks at that chat later. People think you are rude. I'm hosting. Oh, I should have I need a crown next time so I can wear it and match. I think I could pull it off. I think I could pull off the crown look. I have to be super glittery. It could match my diary. This is my diary at the moment for Dungeons and Dragons, which is extremely glittery. And I picked this because my character got a new spell where she gets to shoot out a gas at the people that I'm fighting, and I decided to make it a glittery gold sort of gas that goes at them. And then one of the other guys that play nicknamed it Glitterfist. I call it Pocket Sand. He calls it Glitterfist. Oh, tiara. Yes, Nick. Do you know what? I used to wear a tiara. I used to be the chapter sweetheart of a DMLA organization when I was a teenager, and I actually had a tiara for it and a sash and everything. Oh, looking back on that, that's a bit embarrassing. I'll make sure those photos never make it to the YouTube channel. So that's pretty good. Nick, what time is it in France at the moment? Is it during the day? Is it night? So I guess it's not Saturday night for you guys. I know America's behind, but I don't know what it would be for you. Anyone else that's watching at the moment, you need to go to Nick's channel. If you can see him in the chat, he is a happy teacher. He's a very happy teacher, and his videos are very good. Make sure you go check out his channel and subscribe, because I watch him every time he puts out a video. He's always very entertaining. He's a secondary teacher, but we won't hold that against him. All right, I just got some. It's 10 hours, 10:49 on a Saturday a.m. Oh, so you're not that far behind us. Well, I won't spoil it for you then. Um, okay, they've got some people asking for a link. So I'm just going to do what I said I was going to do a minute ago and copy and paste that onto the Talk and Chalk page. So if anyone doesn't know that, I've got a Facebook page also called Talk and Chalk, which is just where I share the videos. I share some pictures and things like that sometime as well, but it's my main place that I share those, and I also share the Clever Pickles videos too. So I'm hoping the being on my screen hasn't disrupted the feed there. But hey, if anyone's got a question or anything like that, pop it in the chat there. Happy to answer it. I'm just mucking around with this tonight, so I won't hang out here too long, but I'm glad to know that this works so we can set up some random Q&As for people if they want it. And it looks like you can share this link. So, I mean, if you're ever keen to share it, I'm happy for you to share the love, not a problem. All right, I'm going to paste that in here now and see if that works. And I'm going to come back to the screen now and see if I can see you guys. Can also help to post the link to Twitter. Oh, good idea. Thanks, Matthew. I will do that now since some people come from there. I'm very surprised with Twitter. I've got over 1,100 followers. Not really sure why. It's just all education. But it's good to have people engaging in the same conversations that we love engaging in, because quite frankly, it's nice to know we're not the only ones out here. All right, I'm posting that to Twitter as well. Oh, I didn't want to post. Try that again. All right, and I'm going to move. Oh, there you go. I'll retweet that as a new one. Thank you, Matthew. See, it's always good to have people helping you out. Kyla, you got a notification. Oh, that's good. You got a notification. Let me know you were live as well. Joshua and Rose. Are you going to be going to the Sydney Teachers Meetup? Which one, Rose? Because I think there's a fair few going on at the moment. I got invited to join the COS lead, which is really cool. I'm definitely hoping to go to that one, probably at the Fairfield. Sorry, not Fairfield. Fairvale, I think it is going to be hosting one of those. I know Darcy Road's got something coming up at the moment as well. If time suits, I'd love to go and meet everyone, though. Sometimes it's hard to know all the ones that are going on. We've got, for anyone who's overseas, we've got something called School Biz, which is kind of like a newsletter that goes out and lets us know about all the temporary job opportunities or leadership opportunities or professional development. But then it's also got in there like retirement dinners and anniversaries and random things. One in December at North Sydney. If it's in North Sydney, that one's a bit trickier for me because I live in Southwest Sydney. And if it's after school, it means battling that horrible traffic heading through Sydney. But Rose, if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, can you send me some details via PM, because I'm keen to hear more about it. Yeah, Kylie, you're right. That's why I started the channel. Kylie's just put on there, it's nice when it's Aussie teachers. Online is very American dominated. And that's not in a negative way. That shows lots of passion coming out of America and lots of confidence in what they do in sharing their classrooms and sharing their knowledge. I think sometimes in Australia we're a little bit wary because we know that we've got lots of rules around using social media and being online. And I think I feel very confident doing it only because I've done so much training around it. I've been a Fed rep, I've been a Teachers Association president, I'm an executive. So, I feel very up to date on all of the policy and procedure and knowing exactly what's appropriate to be sharing. And I try and keep the channel very, very positive, very supportive of public education, well, all education. I don't put down other systems. So I'd like to see more Aussie teachers coming onto YouTube if they feel confident to do it. If you haven't subscribed to Daniel, why have I got a mind blank on your surname? Daniel Yong. He's from Lansvale East. He's got a new channel as well, and considering he's a Southwest Sydney teacher, I like watching his channel. Most of you know Eddie Wu was my inspiration for coming to YouTube and seeing that I could do it. His is a very different channel to mine, though. His is in the classroom. It's actual practice in action. Mine's more tips and advice. Clever Pickles is just games that I use. So there's always a way to do it, and you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. You'll see on my Clever Pickles one quite often I start with my face and then I flip to the activity that I'm doing, so you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. Yeah, our planners are a bit funny, aren't they, Kylie? Oh, Joshua, good to know I've got another New South Wales person, so I'm glad you find that relatable, because we're I'm assuming you might be in the same system if you're in the department and find it relatable. I suppose even if it's other systems too, we've got a lot in line with our national curriculum. Matthew's just talking about social media concerns there. Oh yeah, people changing their names. Yeah, I've had students try and add me on Facebook, and you just can't. And it's even when they've left school. I had some of these kids when they're in year 6, they've gone through to year 12 and they've graduated, and they still want to add me, and it's still that really blurred line. And my friends who have kids who are teenagers that I would have on Facebook, they're technically in the department, they're technically a student, I'm still a teacher. It's a bit of an iffy line there. So I understand people wanting to change their names on there. I personally don't have my personal Facebook account is my personal account. That's friends and family and some of my colleagues that I'm close with, and I don't attach the department anywhere on there. Nowhere on there does it say that I'm a teacher or that I work for the department or anything like that. I put all of that on Twitter. So my Twitter is my professional account that I label all of that on to try and separate that. Yeah, Nick, you're the only French one that I've come across. So you're definitely paving the way for the future in France. And I know we've seen, I can imagine being scared of things like that. You've had lots of things happen in France lately that I suppose you would make you want to rethink putting your face literally online regularly to do those things. But you do a really good job of it, Nick. I think you're definitely glad that you're on there and keep going, because you're getting more and more followers now. Kylie's a Sydney girl. Josh, same system. Yep. Are you wondering if you're primary or secondary? Nick, NSW stands for New South Wales. It's the state that we live in, but you may be not suitable for work. Although maybe our whole state is not suitable for work. We're a pretty laid back bunch here in Australia. I think, primary, yes. Another one for the mix. Make sure you come to the Math Science Conference next year. We go live soon. I was at the conference committee meeting yesterday afternoon, and we've already started getting our theme together for next year's and looking at keynote speakers and making sure we've got a great conference. It's going to be NESA registered again, so registered professional development. It's always great. We're going to have a video up from last year as well, hopefully. So, hey, Mr. Kolber's here. Hey, hola. If you guys haven't checked out Mr. Kolber's teaching channel, you can see him there. He's got an awesome stash going on in his picture, which is great because we're in November, so it doesn't look awkward at the moment. You should be raising money for that. But a very interesting teaching channel, and he's up with gamification and games-based learning too. If you're keen on any of that stuff, definitely check out his channel. It's good to see some of my other collaborators in here. Is this on a weekend? For some reason, so many fall on school days, and some schools just don't support that. Is what on a weekend? Sorry, I think I might have missed your other question there, Kylie. I'll have to get you to tell me, is what on a weekend? Your moustache is year round. Well, at least you pull it off. That's a good thing. It's good for your channel. It identifies you. Oh, the PD. Oh, the Math Science Conference, if that's the one I'm talking about for next year, it goes off Friday and Saturday. You know what? It's well worth giving up your Saturday for. It's amazing professional development. We had Saru Briley as our keynote at the end on the Saturday, which actually got his autograph. Wait, where is it? Oh, it's on this one. I'll stand that one up, my little background here. So he came and spoke. Is there a picture of what he looks like now at the end there? You might recognize him from Current Affair and things like that. And I was very lucky to get his autograph on the day. And it was very inspirational to watch speak. And the reason he was talking is just because he was separated from his family in India when he was a small boy, and yeah, was adopted by an Australian family, lived in Tasmania, and then as he grew to be an adult, wanted to find his roots, and that's when Google Maps came out, and he ended up using Google Maps to find his family, because he remembered the train tracks and the buildings and what they looked like. And this was years and years of scouring Google Maps till eventually he found it and was reunited with his family. But it was the movie Lion. I can't remember that actor's name, but Nicole Kidman's in it, playing his mum, and amazing story. It was just amazing to hear how, he continued to be inspired, and continue to persevere with what he felt was a necessity in his life to be reunited with his family. So that was really cool. Weekend is an issue for me today. Really good film. Yeah, and he even said that the film was very close to his story. Obviously, you can't, get everything into a movie that happens in real life. For one thing, you've got to entertain an audience. You've still got to make money. And, for another thing, sometimes you just can't put all the little Dev Patel. That's it. Well done, Kylie. I owe you a minty. That's his name. He's a good actor, very good actor. And I believe he won a SAG for it, or he won an award for the movie at some point. But, he described the movie as, transcending borders and love and space and time. And I guess it kind of does when it relates to family. And just being able to tie that back into education and knowing that, as teachers, we're creating problem solvers. And he was a problem solver. He found something as simple as using online maps to track down his history. I don't know if Nick knows what a minty is. Nick, do you have minties in France? If not, I'll send you a bag. You'll get addicted. They're great. Teaching tip for anyone there going on a bus excursion, a long bus excursion, minties. I have never, ever, ever, ever had a kid spew on the bus as long as I had minties. If they start to feel bus sick, give them a minty. The chewing distracts them. I'm not sure if it's like the saliva buildup or the minty taste or whatever it is. They don't spew. It's awesome. Anytime we get anywhere, someone else will always say that their bus had someone who spewed. But for me, nope. Minties all the way. Look like Vsauce. What's Vsauce? The chat in the window is more entertaining. I'm loving this. And Vanch is asking if we can promote the channel. Vanch, I'm not sure who you are. I want to click on your channel though. How do I open up? Oh, it just lets me open up an image. I'll have to check out your channel, Vanch. But everyone who sees it, if you see him, I guess go check it out. My friend also makes kids put a Band-Aid over their belly button. Over their belly button. Over their belly. I'm assuming that's a placebo. Vanch is a famous YouTuber. I need to be friends with you then. I can't click on your channel though. I don't know why it's not letting me go to it. So do you know what? I'll open up another window. I'll lose the chat for a minute. I'm going to go Vanch. V-A-N-S-H. V-A-N-S-H. Cool. And I think I spelt it wrong. Can I go up in the chat? I'm going to scroll up. You guys are very patient while I'm just playing around with this. Ag-awol. Ag-awol. Oh, okay. You've come up in the... oh, I see you now. And you've got 350 subscribers. That looks pretty cool. I see some music. Oh, I see. Are you a musician? Oh, you like Ed Sheeran? I like Ed Sheeran. I'm going to leave that open so I can go back. I am going to click subscribe though because you're here supporting me and I want to make sure I support other YouTubers as well. So I'll have to go and check that one. And we've got Kafoople Land is here. Hi. What are you doing? It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday night. You should be out having drinks. And if you didn't know, EJ from Kafoople Land is one of the first people I started following on YouTube who was a fellow Aussie. She's a secondary teacher teaching English, if I remember correctly. And her videos are great. She's got some great fashion tips, things like storage tips. She was the reason a lot of us jumped on board to doing the around the world teaching tag, and we get questions. We all answer the same question in different countries and different systems to see, what kind of differences we've got. So whether you're primary or secondary, I recommend going over to EJ's channel, which is Kafoople Land. You should be able to see her with a greenish sort of shirt. You had a sleepover, 7 14-year-old boys. Oh my God. Oh, does the place just smell like lynx? Oh, I think that's the standard go-to. The 14-year-old boys is just lots and lots of lynx. Way too much of it. Yes, English teacher, I was right. I'm following lots of other teachers now. It's good to see some more Aussies on there. The lynx. Oh, do any of our older gentlemen actually still wear lynx? Have you grown out of it? I'm kind of hoping Mr. Kolber still wears it because it would match the moustache. Oh dear. Okay. Well, it's good to see that we're all just happy to muck around on my live chat. I think I might give it a few more minutes before I continue making fun of everyone's life and the fact that we don't have anything else to do on a on a Saturday night. Oh, it is blogging from a teacher perspective. Oh, she does both. I think you do both, don't you, EJ? You've kind of got the blogging thing going, but then you show us things in your classroom as well. And when she goes on trips too, it's a bit varied. Lynx is rank. Yes, it is indeed. For some reason, when you're a 15-year-old girl, it's like awesome. But yeah, when you're older, no. It's an occupational hazard when walking past the locker bay. Ugh. Oh dear. That's terrible. Yeah, Mr. Cole, will go over and subscribe to EJ's channel because she's got some good stuff on there, and vice versa. It's hard going back through everyone's channels though and watching all the videos. We've got to pick out some good things and share them with each other. Oh, Vansh, you're very welcome. Happy to subscribe. I'll have to check out some of your songs. Teaching parenting lifestyle. We need a video on how to hold a slumber party for 7 14-year-old boys. My son turns 7 in January and my other son is only 20 months, so that's still a while off for me yet. And and you teach, your boys in year 5 are wearing links. Oh my gosh, year 5, I'd ban it. I would just tell them no. I'd just let them stink and I'd open up the windows. Oh dear, it's year 5. I thought we weren't supposed to have aerosols in primary. Maybe that's just a school rule for some people if you've got lots of kids with asthma. What is Lynx from Nick? So Nick, my French friend, Lynx is it's a antiperspirant deodorant, and it comes in a small black can, and it is extremely potent. It's very strong, even just in small doses. But these kids seem to think that they just need to coat themselves with it, and it hits you like a wall of heat when you walk through it, and it's just It's not a refined smell. It's not something that any grown proud man I think would wear. It's definitely something for teenage boys. Oh, they're putting it on at home, Kylie. Ugh. You know, I want to invent a door frame for classrooms that has a spray on a hose that just as kids walk into the classroom every day, it's kind of like when you walk into those refrigerated rooms from when you were a kid and used to shop at Jewel's. So picture the doorway with like a rod that sprays down just like the hand sanitizer in some kind of aerosol form, and it'll just get rid of any germs, it'll get rid of any dirt, and it'll get rid of any of that deodorant that they're wearing, and they just walk through that when they get into the classroom every single day. Deodorant, we don't use that in France. Oh, Nick's embracing the cliche. Lynx masking BO. Blech. Oh my God. Oh, I know exactly what smell you mean. Oh, I just had a flashback to high school. Blech. That's disgusting. Axe in America, if that helps. Sexist ads aimed at teenagers. Yeah, very much so. Yeah. My room has very little windows that open and my AC is dead. So in summer, it's either sweat or lynx. Oh, outdoor classroom. Flexible learning outside under a tree. Just take them outside. Get some water bombs for the afternoon. Yuck. Oh, with a new car smell. Oh, dear. It's funny, the little things that we don't realize are Aussie, I guess. The things that we take for granted, like our children smelling like sweat and lynx. Ugh. But then there's the flip side to it, because the girls at that age were impulse. And yes, I'm guilty of doing it. And the problem is that impulse is not an antiperspirant. It doesn't actually stop you sweating. It just coats scent on you. And they used to come out with all the different cans, and you could buy all the different patterns, and you'd want the pink musk. I got pink musk a lot. I don't know why, but I got the pink musk. And then they changed the can from pretty pink to like black and pink because we were getting older and it needed to be a bit more funky, I guess. And then you would, if you get them all at the same time, it's just Lynx and Impulse all at the same time. And again, I think I stopped wearing Impulse at some point through uni, probably a little later than I should have. I was a bit late to the party on that one, realizing that Impulse, was just for teenagers. I didn't need to keep wearing Impulse. I could actually wear antiperspirant and perfume, lovely perfume now that, us ladies wear. And Mr. Kolber says we just throw dirt onto our pits in Australia. I worked in the country. You're not far wrong. French people just apply garlic cloves directly to their armpits, right? Mr. Kolber. EJ wore Impulse, and so did Kylie. Yes, I'm not the only one. Oh, it's still on the shelves too, and they're still doing that thing with the funky patterns all in the containers. And in my earlier years of teaching, it was still okay for girls to bring them to school, but then kids would have asthma attacks, and then we would ban them from school. So that's a little bit better now. Preferably red dust from Uluru. I can ship you some for great expense. Wait, are you in the Northern Territory, Mr. Kolber? Are you really remote? I'm intrigued now, because I went country and I was in a town with 1,000 people and I thought that was tiny. But if you're in Uluru, you are way remote. I'm keen to hear his answer. Oh, you're talking to EJ. EJ, the Facebook link on your YouTube isn't working for Mr. Kolber. I wonder if I can link it for you. Let's see if I can find you, EJ. Let's see if I can link it. EJ Kafooples. Whoops. And I'm not typing very well. EJ Kafooples. Are you looking for her Facebook or for her YouTube? See if I can link it for you. Okay, I'm just going to link EJ's YouTube, Facebook for you guys that haven't got it. If I'm able to go back and edit this later, I'll try and share everyone's YouTube channel in there so people can just go down to the description and click on it later. That's... Oh, you're in Melbourne, Mr. Kolber. Yeah. So you pretty much deal with changes in weather around the clock in Melbourne, right? Sunny in the morning, rainy in the middle of the day. Odd question. Know of any online groups that do big chats using Skype or something to share the idea? I like webinars, but live forums as such. Twitter does. I don't know about Facebook, but Twitter, there's chats all the time. So we have edu-chats and there's regular chats too. Don't know about using Skype for any of them. Not that I've been involved in anyway. Would be a good idea though. Nick's subscribing to everyone right now. That's awesome, Nick. You're a good man. Joshua's got videos added. Wouldn't call it a YouTube channel yet. That's a next year project. What's your focus going to be, Joshua? Like videos of advice or how-to videos or videos in the classroom or something along those lines? Friend and you discuss the idea we don't get a lot of support and thought that would help. Yeah, definitely. I think if people could just jump online and participate in a chat, they would absolutely do that. And as long as you could get out, a regular time going, or maybe get lots of notice for people, they would definitely go for it. Google Education for Air is coming up in December. So how does that work, Mr. Kolber, the Google Education for Air? Is that a video stream or? French guys did it once, but not on a regular basis. Probably gaming related to education and a bit of Google training stuff. Do you know what? That would be awesome if you could do that, because there's so many teachers out there at the moment that are keen on doing a lot of Google training, but it seems a bit sort of random here or there, and it's a bit hard to get approved for professional learning funding for some of that stuff, because I guess it's not embedded in a lot of teaching in school plans at the moment. So, I mean, if you can provide teachers with a regular go-to point that they can get ideas, that would be really cool. And I mean, just look up YouTube and type in, how to do Google training videos or whatever. There's always someone out there that's got their ideas that will help you with some ideas on there. It was Google Hangout with split screens. So, Nick, if they did it that way, how many people were involved? Was it like split into 4 or split for every participant? Was everyone talking, or just one person talking and everyone listening? Yeah, see, there's other people on here talking, say that they would be keen on Google stuff. I'm using Google Classroom at the moment, but I'm kind of self-taught. I'm just going on to, I have a Google phone. I'm kind of learning as I go and checking just what's online and what other people are doing, pretty much. You just finished your Google certified trainer point this year and we're looking to start up more in the school training for next year. That's good. That'll be good for your goals for next year. Put it into your PDP, so at least you can get funding allocated to it for TPL, and see if you can get yourself into area like teach meets or anything like that, just to build up a network, and that'll help get the word out for you. Being an open forum, I can't say too much to explain my situation, but would love to get a place to share new ideas coming out. Always a safe place with us, Kylie. And if you ever want to message any of us to ask for advice, like I've spoken to EJ before, I've spoken to Nick before, I've spoken to Mr. Kolber before on Twitter. Everyone here is always happy to share advice. Send any one of us a message, and we can always let you know, how sort of we got started or what we did. Yeah, the Microsoft stuff is free. That's right, Mr. Kolber. We've got heaps, so many things on there. One of the gentlemen that I'm on the conference committee with just spent the holidays just going from one to another to another to another. There's heaps on there. So Nick, I guess that was for, and each one talked about a subject and everyone was participating. Okay, all right. So yeah, it'd be easy to follow that way, I guess. Yeah, I've got a relieving AP at my school too, Mr. Kolber, that recently became a Microsoft Innovative Educator too, and it's great the information that you guys get and the training that you get. It's really good. Makes it easier for teachers to access that knowledge, and someone that has a passion for it too, which is good, as you know, as opposed to trying to find some kind of consultant to come in for one afternoon and do a session with us. I'm curious if the training, oh sorry, your opportunities in Melbourne would be much different to here in Sydney in terms of how you can implement it, because we've got accreditation requirements and everything. So that'd be interesting to see how that's actually applied in a school setting. So we can't use Google Classroom here in France due to different laws about private life protections, big data. Oh, come on, France. Seriously. Hi, Natalie. How are you going? She's finally made it. Natalie was keen to get on at the beginning. I can't believe I'm still here 55 minutes later. Does this say how long we've been going? Oh, it doesn't. I can't see a time on there. That's okay. I'm not worried about the time. We've just been rambling on, Natalie. If you look, if you look above, there's lots of other YouTubers here too. Same reason why Class Dojo is getting harder to use. I love Class Dojo. I'm a Class Dojo ambassador. I think there was only about 10 of us in Australia chosen to be an ambassador. The Class Dojo company itself is working very, very hard to make sure that, you know, they adhere to all of the laws. The problem is that they've got to adhere to different laws in different countries, which makes it tricky for them. But I mean, we've got our own systems in place at schools as well. Our kids get permission, you know, for their photos to be published and things like that. And as long as it's supported by your school, it shouldn't be too bad. Your school has said that they can't upload pics. Just curious, Kylie, have they said you can't upload pictures to a school Facebook page or a school website? Because it's the same risk pretty much with whether it's Dojo, whether it's the school website, whether it's the Facebook page, whether it's the school newsletter. It's giving parents access to photos. It's the same thing. Natalie, heard you refer to your Surface Pro, which is what I'm actually streaming from at the moment. What do you like about them? Oh my God. It's, for me, the Surface Pro is like having an iPad and a laptop combined with the benefit of having a USB port. It's got tons of memory. I love the fact that the, what's it called? Whatever the screen sensitivity is on there means that, like, I can write on the screen and put my hand on the screen at the same time and it doesn't affect it. The drawing option goes on everything. So if I've got Microsoft Word up with a typed document, I can handwrite over the top of it. So for school reports at the moment, me editing my team's reports, instead of me printing it out and having handwritten notes on it, I have it on the screen and I handwrite on top of it in a color that's easy to see, and I just save it as a document. Excuse me, I just save it as a document that way and send it through. Kylie, to the Class Dojo page, but they upload to the school Facebook page. Well, then it's no different then. Teachers have access. They can screenshot, they can do whatever they, as teachers have access, sorry. Parents will have access to the school Facebook page, so it's no different. If anything, it's safer because it's only going to your group of parents, whereas the school Facebook page could go to anyone out there, including criminals that want to access the page. So yeah, exactly, Mr. Kolber. That's what I love about it. It's the best of both worlds. This is my school device. One was appointed to each classroom teacher. And if I ever end up changing schools, I can tell you now I will be going straight out and buying one for myself. The editing of reports. Yeah, yeah. It's worth it. I think it's definitely worth it. I have literally got every single video that I've done for Clever Pickles and for Talk and Chalk saved on here, as well as videos that my kids have made in the classroom, all saved onto this, and there is still tons of room. I've also got my USB, everything that was on my USB for this year, for last year, for the year before, right back to 2013, all saved onto this device. There's still tons of room left. It's great. It's a control. It is a control issue. No seesaw for Mr. Kolber. I'm keen to try seesaw actually, because there's a bit of a balance between the two. They've both got different features. They've both got similar features, but then it's like a Venn diagram. They've got some things that are different that are beneficial as well. I'm keen to give seesaw a go maybe next year and see how I go. But yeah, like the stuff with the dojo, I would go back and argue. If their concern is parents will screenshot and do whatever they want with it, then, you know, whatever. And the other option is don't use class story. I mean, you can use it for announcements, I suppose. But, oh, Joshua likes seesaw. What do you like the most about seesaw? Because I haven't actually used it. I've only seen it being used in other classrooms randomly. I know that you can share with parents and they can access elsewhere and kids can access it, but curious to know what are the things that you guys actually like the most about it. See, dojo for me, I love the point systems. I use it as a bridge to go from extrinsic motivation to intrinsic motivation. I don't give away many prizes at all with it. It's just talking about the points and the reason for the points. I love the communication that goes home with parents. I like the reports that I can generate from it, so I can track attendance and things like that. And I can also use the toolkit, which is new on there, which has things like, you know, music that you can play, or what's it called, doing think, pair, shares up on the screen and stuff. Student journal of work, so I can have samples ready for reports at the moment. Yeah, and I've seen other teachers using the student journal. That's definitely been something that's appealing to me. Dojo's recently had the student stories. It's not quite the same thing, and I don't think would ever work the same way that the student journal seems to look. Seesaw is great for recording evidence. Parents have their own login and they get a notification when something is posted. Yeah, I suppose on Dojo I could do that through private messages, but it's just a bit trickier and more fiddly, and that relies on parents checking it, and then I would have to go back in and retrieve it to even make a journal. Quick photo updates, yeah. So I've got that on Dojo, which is beneficial. And commenting close to real time. Yeah, I do like the comment options on there. It's nice to get them engaged, and sometimes the parents pass over the device to the kid and let them have a comment on there, and you'll get a random one that says, "Hi, Mrs. West, it's me." Oh dear. I do like the recording evidence idea though, especially looking at effective feedback. It's a good opportunity to get a bit more detailed doing that. Hi, Dunya! Dunya's here. For those of you that don't know, this is awesome. I've been going for an hour. I'm surprised I've still got a voice. I'm still very croaky. Dunya is an amazing secondary teacher, guys. I met her, I guess, through conference and at various other PLs. What's your question, Dunya? She's going to throw me for a loop now because she's secondary. For those of you who don't know, Dunya is a lovely friend and colleague of our wonderful Mr. Eddie Wu. Lolita's here. At my school in WA, we mainly use the department system Connect, but our school is looking into Seesaw for next year because Connect doesn't allow us to do anything like a digital portfolio. I see lots of stuff coming out of WA. Twitter is very abuzz. Perth schools and WA schools. I love seeing what you guys are doing over there. Lolita, if you're on Twitter and I'm not a follower of you, I'd love it if you could go to mine and follow me so I could get a notification and I'll follow you. I love seeing the stuff coming out of WA. Joshua, I had to go off my class in hospital recently. and the kids just had a log of the day to make it as normal as possible for her. Oh, that's so sweet. That's good. Yeah, and because my other channel, Clever Pickles, is designed, it's targeted for kids, not for teachers, even though teachers use it. It's targeted for kids. I think I gave it to them. Whatever I've got, even though I wasn't sick, my class ended up with some kind of upper respiratory infection, and a bunch of them were off, and the parents were all telling me that they were still watching Clever Pickles at home. So it's a good way to have connectedness with our kids. That's not just, worksheets being sent home for homework. Any updates on new numeracy progressions? Our school uses Vivo for rewards. Oh, Dunya, the progressions. Oh, my God, don't start me on the progressions. For those of you not aware, in New South Wales, we use the literacy continuum and the numeracy continuum as an added resource to our syllabus, to our curriculum, and it's a tracking system that we can use for assessment and for targeting intervention. It's being modified now to what's being called the progressions, the literacy progressions and the numeracy progressions. And from what I saw in the first draft, which was earlier in the year, it looked really good. It looked like it was going more in depth, tying better into our syllabus and curriculum, and just making it more user-friendly for teachers. Then it went into second draft and third draft, and however many drafts they're at now, and it's under lock and key pretty much only for our instructional leaders to see until it gets to publication point. Now, the problem is that at the moment, before they want to publish it, they want to have professional learning ready to go for when they come into place. So the only update I could give you at the moment on the progressions is that they're supposed to be finished by the end of the year, supposed to be. One of the lovely ladies on the committee is at state office helping work on some of this. But I guess the good thing behind that is it's getting refined. Every time that they bring this to people, it's getting refined and getting fixed up. So they should be ready to go next year for those of us doing it. However, we're only going to be tracking 2 elements, I believe they're called, in the progressions. Now, this is what I've heard of bits and pieces. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We can deal with it when we find out what's actually happening. This is just what I've heard. So we'll only be tracking those to see how we go and see how we handle things, and we'll be doing that on Plan version 2. So we'll be tracking it online using Plan version 2. That's all I've got, though, in my kettle of fish at the moment with the progressions. I'm excited to see them because I want to see what refinements have been made. I want to see more details in what we're doing and just making it, like I said, more user friendly for teachers, especially new ones coming out of university that haven't dealt with the continuum or anything before. So other ones are using Vivo as well. Nick's just talking about the privacy laws in France. You're missing out, though. They're good systems. Using Seesaw to focus on personal best. I like that, Natalie, because personal best is a big deal in my classroom. It should be a big deal in anyone's classroom. Right into visible learning. Good. It's good to see more people getting into visible learning. I mean, the Hattie research has been there for years now, but it looks like only the majority of schools are jumping on board now and realizing what's going on, and make sure as well that when you're doing a lot of the Hattie stuff, you're up to date, because he released more data earlier this year regarding all the effect sizes and everything with regard to visible learning. And for those that are outside of Australia, Professor John Hattie is the man that you want to look up. You want to look up Professor John Hattie, visible learning, and even if you type it into YouTube, Professor John Hattie, Hattie, visible learning, you will be on YouTube for about the next 3 weeks just watching and watching and watching, and it's amazing stuff. I'm just looking to see if Harbour applies to the internet. Well, Mr. Kolber and Nick are definitely getting into a legality conversation there. Oh, you're welcome, Dunya. Thanks for coming on tonight, Dunya. It's a bit late. Oh, you've read it, Nick. That's good, Nick. I'm glad to hear that it's getting into other areas. Check out the videos, because he's a good speaker as well. You'll see him talking about visible learning and effect sizes and all that sort of a thing. John's here. How's the D&D coming along, Beck? It's coming along well, John. He's being very sly. John is my dungeon master. If you watched my Dungeons and Dragons video, you'll hear me refer to John as my dungeon master on there. No, it's not. It's not an S&M thing. It's actually, I'll tell you where the kids are at. The kids have created their characters. So before they were in groups and created their characters, now they've created individual characters, and they are so good. Their characters are so trippy. I've got a character that has fire powers. I've got a character that's a shapeshifter into a wolf, another one that can shapeshift into a dog that is also a king. There's lots of other things going on there at the moment, but the good part is that they're writing their hero stories about it, and their hero stories are much better than their previous ones from term 2. So they're definitely showing me growth. So I'm very excited because I give it maybe a week, and then we'll start actually getting into some gameplay with their characters now that we've got a bit of detail into it, and we'll get that dice rolling in the classroom. Thanks for coming on, John. You must be a bit bored tonight to be watching a bunch of teachers having a chat. Joshua, you've got a website with a collection of feedback stuff. Joshua, yes, where is the link for your website? We definitely all want that. Put that in the comments, and if you want to tweet it to me, Josh, I'll tweet it back out to everyone so they can have a look as well. Oh, don't you just put your kids down? Yeah, see, that's why I said 8:30, because my kids generally go to bed about 7:30, but they don't always go to sleep straight away, and it's Saturday, so that we let them stay up a little bit later as well. We're here in Melbourne. We ain't so big on Hattie. They're using it to spend money at Melbourne. Didn't he come out of Melbourne? Isn't Hattie out of Melbourne University? Have I got that wrong, Mr. Kolber? I thought he didn't he start in Victoria with the Watsy plan? I've forgotten the name about it now. Yeah, you've watched him already. Must be the only French one who read his book. It's been translated in French, but in Canada. Canada, eh? We aren't allowed to put anything online to anything other than department-run systems. We can get around it by having parents sign that they're allowed their children's data to be uploaded. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go, guys. Joshua's put it in there. It's Jetsication, like education, but Jets, because his last name is Jetson. Jetsicationpd.weebly. Don't you love Weebly? Weebly's great. My daughter once had an assignment from school that was, tell us in a million words or less what is great about your child. It was parent homework. So I made a website, and I used Weebly, and I just sent the teacher the website link. It was great because they got to present it themselves. You've been talking about programming a transition numeracy program for incoming year 7. Any direction on research pointers, things to look out for? Oh, it depends on what your needs are. See, when I was at the central school, we had QuickSmart, but that was for obviously those students that had those higher needs for numeracy. But because we were a central school, we did it years 4 to 10. So that was a good way to transition. Really, though, transition works best when it's regular. You know, kindergarten, we do it every week. I'd love to see high school transition happening every week. We could do it in a central school because, you know, we were only a block away from each other. But I don't know about a specific program. Really, we do lots of games-based stuff. But Dunya, David's keen to come over to my school and see how stage 3 is running. You're welcome to come along with him if you want to, if we can organise it for a day. Come and see what we're actually doing, and I suppose you'd have to visit your feeder schools as well to just get a really good idea of that. Google Drives, Google Sheets, you're not supposed to. Wow, you can't even use Google Drive. That's crap, Nick. That's really crap. I love it. I love using Google Classroom. I don't really do stuff at home, though. It's all at school, just for me to share with them at school. They can access it at home if they want to. And all the documentation comes to me as an assignment. But yeah, I guess, you know, most coming in below stage. So Dunya, have you got their plan data? Is that like, how do you know they're coming in below stage? Yeah, time's always a factor, isn't it? Time's such a pain. If you've got, not all. I'm trying to think of ways that you could possibly fund it. Feedback from your visits. Have you asked them for their data? We collect data. If they're an early action for success school, they have to have data, plan data specifically. Like, just ask them for their plan data. No, don't ask them, tell them, I want your plan data. Okay, good. Haven't got it yet. Okay. If you want me to look at it, send it through to me. I'll have a look. But really, if a good chunk of them are coming behind, good girl. If a good chunk of them are coming in below, a lot of that stuff that we're looking at those lower levels is very much that hands-on games-based learning stuff, transferring it to real life situations, which I know can get a bit trickier depending on your cohort and the discrepancies between them, especially with your syllabus. Sometimes we have a big gap between stage 3 and stage 4. A lot of people don't realize the gap that exists in there. And especially when, we know the Tell Them From Me surveys show us year 7 and year 12 are the hardest years for our kids. We've got kids going into year 7 that are already behind, and then they're about to go into one of their hardest years of schooling. So we've got to think about their welfare and their well-being, as well as their academic capabilities when it comes into play like that. So if anyone else on here has done anything with transition, year 7 stuff, if you've got kids falling behind, hit Dunya up, because it's always helpful. Yeah. Okay. I've just noticed the time is now 9:45, and I'm keen to watch another episode of Stranger Things before I go to bed tonight. This was great, though. I think I might timetable this in another one maybe before the end of term. This was random. I'm so glad it worked the first time. I was worried it just wouldn't work at all. Very welcome, Dunya. If any of you guys ever want to do anything like this, send me a link. I will happily jump on and support you guys if you want to try a live chat or anything like that. If we want to work on a topic anytime in the future, that would be great as well. I'm going to head off now, though, get some honey into some tea for my throat, which will hopefully be better soon. Thanks for coming, Kylie. And thank you to anyone as well that wanted to share this. I've only got 2 more days left, and then I can start posting to groups in Facebook again. If you didn't see, I was restricted for a little bit there. I wasn't naughty, I just posted too much. So what I'll try and do, guys, is once this is all saved and everything on the channel, I should be able to go back in and post links to all of your YouTube channels on there for anyone that wants to watch this later. So thanks for coming, Nick. I'm glad the timing worked out well. And it is good to be able to speak across the world. Maybe next time you can do it, Nick, so everyone can hear your lovely French accent. It's wonderful. And I'll get a tiara for my next one so I can match my crown. Thanks for jumping on, EJ. Thanks, Josh. Yes, Josh, send us all those links and everything so we can share them out for everyone. And if you want help with getting your stuff started for next year, just, send us a message in the holidays. Because what you've got in mind definitely sounds like a great idea. I'd definitely be keen on hearing more of that stuff. And I think Mr. Kolber might be the one to give you some ideas on that one too. And we'll leave Nick and him to talk legalities, because that almost sounded conspiracy theory for a while there. Can't send a link directly. Oh, I don't mean on here, like wherever, like personal message, whatever you've got. I'm happy to tweet it out if you want me to. See you later, Mr. Kolber. Thanks for coming. And hopefully I'll chat to everyone else soon. All right, guys, I'm going to head off. Thanks. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your reports. Bye.